this is the back of the trap.
Hannah Shaw is setting a trap for a cat. She puts some wet cat food in the back of a small wire crate.
So ideally what you want is a cat is going to want this food so bad that they walk all the way to the back of the trap and they step on the trip plate and the trap closes.
Cats peek through the trees as she weaves through a narrow walkway to lay the trap. She and two other women back away to wait. A few minutes later, a cat crawls in and triggers the door to swing shut.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Shaw, who calls herself Kitten Lady, is the founder of the nonprofit Orphan Kitten Club. She rescues kittens, but also traps their parents, usually feral cats who live outdoors and aren't socialized to humans.
He's not super friendly with me, but that's okay. I love you anyway.
She takes the cats to a clinic to be spayed or neutered, then releases them back to where they came from. Her organization has been doing this for about a year. She says the cats aren't socialized enough to be adopted, and letting them loose is far more humane than euthanizing them. But it's controversial. Bird lovers, environmentalists, even some cat lovers say it is harmful to both the cats and the environment. Now, the San Diego Humane Society is taking the practice to a higher level. The organization took over animal control contracts for San Diego and other local cities a year ago. Since then, it has allowed more than 1,200 cats to be released, including more than 700 in the city of San Diego. Gary Weitzman, the CEO of San Diego Humane Society, says the number should be higher.
We absolutely stand for zero euthanasia of animals that are healthy or treatable. And that would include those cats. Just because they happen to be more wild than they are domestic should not mean that they need to be euthanized.
But he's meeting resistance from animal rights activists. And the Humane Society could end up in court. The city of Los Angeles tried this program called Trap, Neuter, Return in 2006. Conservation groups sued the city for not considering the effect feral cats would have on the environment. The program is still on hold. The city only recently finished its environmental impact report. Orange County also launched a cat release program, but just received a cease and desist letter from animal rescue groups. Weitzman says he's not sure why you'd need an environmental impact report when you aren't actually adding new cats to the environment.
It's not like we would be bringing them in from Portland, Oregon, and then releasing them, here in Kensington or Talmadge.
San Diego city officials refused to issue any comment about what the Humane Society is doing until after the city council votes on extending its contract. That is expected to happen next month.
You're bossy with the other kitties. You need a big space to share.
Elizabeth Tracy cuddles a white cat named Dooman, who was rescued from Tijuana. Tracy and her co-volunteer, Carrie Ross, work for the rescue organization Cat Adoption Service. They say it's cruel to force any cat to live outside.
We have coyotes, hawks, owls, foxes. Then you also have wild dogs and domesticated dogs that are on a leash. I mean, they'll go right up to them, some of these cats. And then you have starving to death. And then you have all the illness that comes with being outside.
And the advocates claim the Humane Society is not just releasing feral cats. They're sending socialized, adoptable cats back to the streets.
They don't care if the cat's friendly or not. They're going to put it back.
Oh, that we don't do.
Again, Gary Weitzman, the CEO of the San Diego Humane Society.
If they come in and they are actually friendly and adoptable cats, we will actually put them up for adoption, rather than re-releasing them to the outdoors. We do not want to do that. These are the cats mostly that we're talking about that are the ones that you can't pet, that you can't touch, that are terrified, that are in traps, not in carriers.
But multiple records from San Diego Humane Society show cats who were easy to handle or who were brought in using carriers were slated to be released back onto the streets. And KPBS obtained an email from Humane Society staff that says they do release friendly cats. It says the reason is they return cats to areas where, quote, the owners might not come to look for their cat at our shelter. But advocates Carrie Ross and Elizabeth Tracy think there's a different reason. They say the Humane Society is releasing cats to keep its euthanization rate down.
They want to show how many cats went out the door. It's not necessarily how they went out to the door or where they went to the door, who they went home with, what they went home to a great home. It's just that they left the building.
The Humane Society responded, saying it doesn't count cats who are released as adopted pets and cares about what's best for each animal, not statistics. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.